Hey everyone! I'm so glad you're here with me today because I've got something truly special lined up for you. Welcome back to my little corner of the internet, where we explore the world one bite at a time and never shy away from a culinary challenge. Today we're diving into a food adventure that's a bit wild, a bit wacky, and definitely crunchy. If you think you've seen it all, think again. This is going to be a journey for your taste buds and your imagination. We're talking about edible insects, yep, bugs, served up hot and fresh as street food. From crispy crickets to sizzling silkworms, these snacks are a staple in many parts of the world. Billions of people around the world eat insects every day. It's totally normal in many cultures. In fact, for some, it's a favorite treat, packed with protein and flavor. So I thought, why not me? You never know if you'll like something until you try it. Sometimes the best experiences come from stepping out of your comfort zone and saying yes to the unknown. My journey took me to a bustling night market, where a stall piled high with critters caught my eye. The sights, the smells, the energy, it was impossible to resist. It was a challenge I couldn't pass up. I could feel my heart racing as I stepped closer, ready to take the plunge. Stick with me as I walk you through every crunchy, munchy moment of this experience. I'll share every detail, from my first hesitant nibble to my final verdict. This is about that unforgettable first bite, how it looked, how it smelled, and most importantly, how it tasted. Was it savory, spicy, or just plain surprising? Was it yummo or a big oh no? My face probably said it all, but you'll have to see for yourself. You'll have to keep watching to find out. The reactions from the crowd were priceless, and I can't wait to share every second with you. This isn't just a story about eating bugs. It's about being brave, opening your mind, and discovering deliciousness in the most unexpected places. Sometimes the best memories are made when you try something new with friends by your side. Ready to get this flavor party started? Let's go! Grab your sense of adventure and join me as we crunch our way through this unforgettable night. Standing in front of that stall, I'll admit, I was nervous. My palms were sweaty and I could feel my heart thumping in my chest. The smells drifting through the air were unfamiliar, a mix of spices and something I couldn't quite place. I kept glancing at the trays, trying to convince myself that this was just another food experience. But deep down, I knew it was more than that. My heart was racing, excitement and fear battling it out. I could almost hear the internal debate. Should I just walk away, or should I be brave and try something completely out of my comfort zone? Part of me was thrilled for a new foodie adventure, but another part kept whispering, "Are you sure about this? Those are bugs." The idea of eating insects was something I'd only seen on travel shows, never in real life. Watching locals munch on fried critters like popcorn made me feel a bit better. They seemed to enjoy it so much, laughing and chatting as if it was the most normal thing in the world. If they could do it, so could I. I reminded myself that every culture has its own delicacies, and maybe this was my chance to understand theirs. I wanted to understand what made this snack so popular. Was it the flavor, the texture, or maybe it was the sense of tradition and community that came with sharing these foods? Only one way to find out. I reached out, my hand trembling just a little, but determined to give it a try. I reminded myself, food is about exploring and connecting with new cultures. It's about stepping into someone else's world, even if just for a bite. This was my chance to learn and expand my palate. I wanted to be open-minded, to let curiosity win over hesitation. I gave myself a pep talk. You've cooked with weirder things. You can do this. I remembered all the times I'd tried something new and ended up loving it. With a deep breath, I pushed aside my nerves and decided to embrace the adventure. I could feel the anticipation building, but also a sense of pride for even getting this far. Excitement won out over fear. I realized that sometimes the best memories come from the moments that scare us a little. I was ready to take the plunge. I picked up the snack, feeling a mix of nerves and anticipation, and prepared myself for that first bite. Sometimes you just have to go for it. The decision was made. I was about to discover a whole new side of food, and maybe a new side of myself. As I approached the stall, reality hit. What was I getting myself into? My curiosity pulled me forward, even as my feet hesitated. The vendor's calm, friendly smile was oddly reassuring. I watched others laugh and snack on bugs like it was the most normal thing in the world. I didn't want to miss out on this secret club of adventurous eaters. Food is about community, and I wanted in. I weighed the pros and cons, a great story and new experience versus the fear of the unknown. I remembered all the strange foods I'd tried before. Surely a fried bug couldn't be worse. Overthinking is the enemy of a good time, especially with food. I took a deep breath, walked up to the counter, and smiled at the vendor. It was time to commit. No more spectating. I was about to join the crunchy club. There was no turning back. I was ready to order. The stall was simple but buzzing with energy. Metal bowls overflowed with crickets, grasshoppers, silkworm pupae, beetles, and even scorpions. Everything was neatly arranged, making it look more like a buffet than a dare. The earthy colors and the toasty, savory aroma were surprisingly inviting. If I closed my eyes, I'd never guess the delicious smell came from insects. The vendor worked with practiced ease, frying and seasoning each order. She'd scoop up your chosen bugs, fry them in hot oil, toss them with spices, and serve them in a paper bag. The whole process was quick, efficient, and totally normal for her. Watching her made the experience feel less like a stunt and more like a local tradition. This was just another tasty snack in the market. I was ready to try it for myself. So, how do you turn a bug into a snack? The vendor explained. These insects are farmed for eating, cleaned, then boiled or steamed for safety. Next comes the deep fryer. Hot oil makes them crispy, not greasy. It's just like making perfect fries, quick, hot, and golden brown. After frying, the bugs get tossed in a bowl with seasonings: salt, pepper, chili powder, and a spray of soy sauce. Every bug gets coated in savory flavor. My pick? Crickets and grasshoppers. Served warm in a paper bag, they looked just like any other street snack. The spicy, toasty aroma was even stronger up close. Simple, unpretentious, and perfect for eating on the go. Holding that bag, I knew there was no more delaying. The preparation was complete. Time to eat. Here it was, the moment of truth. I peeked into the bag, picked out a single cricket, and popped it in my mouth. Crunch! It was like biting into a super crispy chip. The texture was light and satisfying, not gross at all. The flavor? Delicious. Mostly the seasoning: salt, pepper, chili, and umami from the soy sauce. The cricket itself tasted mild, nutty, and earthy, like a roasted sunflower seed. I was genuinely surprised. This was good. Feeling braver, I tried a grasshopper. Bigger, but just as crunchy and tasty. My fear vanished, replaced by pure enjoyment. I kept munching, realizing my worries were all in my head. The snack was salty, savory, crunchy, and a little spicy. Everything you want. I felt silly for being so nervous. You really can't judge a food by its appearance. This was a fun, delicious experience. I was officially a fan of fried insects. Who would have thought? It was a total food revelation. Eating those crickets made me wonder, why don't more people eat insects? At first, the idea might seem strange or even a little intimidating, but when you look closer, it actually makes a lot of sense. In many parts of the world, munching on bugs isn't just a novelty. It's a normal part of daily life. For 2 billion people worldwide, bugs are a traditional, nutritious food. From Thailand's bustling night markets to rural villages in Mexico, insects have been on the menu for centuries, enjoyed by families and foodies alike. They're packed with protein, healthy fats, vitamins, and minerals, sometimes more than beef. In fact, a handful of crickets can deliver as much protein as a serving of steak, but with far fewer calories and less saturated fat. Plus, raising insects is way better for the environment: less land, water, and fewer greenhouse gases. Compared to traditional livestock, insect farming is incredibly efficient, making it a smart choice for a planet with limited resources. Bugs are tiny, crunchy superfoods and a sustainable solution for the future. They're not just good for you, they're good for the earth, too. Different insects have different flavors. Crickets and grasshoppers are nutty, ant eggs can be citrusy, and some beetles taste like shrimp. There's a whole world of taste and texture to explore, far beyond what most people imagine. Chefs and food companies are experimenting with cricket flour, protein bars, and even pasta. These creative dishes are making it easier for people to try bugs in familiar forms, blending tradition with innovation. Eating bugs is slowly becoming more mainstream. Food festivals, pop-up restaurants, and even grocery stores are starting to offer insect-based snacks, inviting curious eaters to take a bite. My bag of fried crickets wasn't just a snack, it was a taste of the future. Each crunchy bite felt like a small adventure, a step toward a more sustainable way of eating. It's all about opening our minds to new ideas and ingredients. Trying something new can be exciting, and sometimes it leads to discovering your next favorite food. If it tastes this good, why not? After all, every food we love today was once considered unusual. Sometimes the next big thing in food is smaller than you think. The tiniest ingredients can have the biggest impact on our health and the planet. Bugs might just be the new burger. Imagine a future where insect burgers are as common as beef patties, and people line up for their favorite cricket sliders. And I'm here for it. Are you ready to take a bite out of the future? Finishing my bag of crunchy critters, I realized this was about more than just food. I broke down a mental barrier built by my culture, not my own experience. Trying something new connected me to the local community in a real way. Food brings people together. It's a universal language. This adventure reignited my passion for culinary exploration. It's not about fancy recipes. It's about curiosity and discovery. Eating insects opened a new door for me. I can't wait to see what flavors I'll try next. So what's the takeaway? Be brave. Try new things, especially with food. The world is a giant buffet. Don't stick to just one section. Your next favorite snack could be one bite away. Food adventures can happen anywhere, even in your own kitchen. Visit a new market, try a new cuisine, or cook something unfamiliar. Stepping outside your comfort zone is how you grow and make life more flavorful. My fried insect adventure turned fear into fascination. I'd absolutely eat them again, and I'm already curious about what's next. Thanks for joining me on this wild ride. Until next time, stay curious and keep tasting.